The New York Mets have an off day today, their second in 4 days. That won't be a feeling they can get used to for a while. Thanks to some highly questionable scheduling, the Mets got 2 days off this week and will now begin a 17-day stretch without a day off tomorrow. To add insult to injury, the Mets will play 18 games over that span since they have to make up the rainout in Atlanta with a day-night doubleheader on Memorial Day. For a team that is just 9-18 over their past 27 games, this stretch could sink them if they aren't careful. 15th, 2018, New York City, New York, USA. General view of a tarp on the field as storm clouds move in over Citi Field before a game between the New York Mets and Toronto Blue Jays. Mandatory credit. Brad Penner, USA Today Sports. The stretch begins with the Mets wrapping up a 6-game homestead with the NL West leaders, the Arizona Diamondbacks, and the Miami Marlins. The Mets will then hit the road for 8 games in 7 days, including a 4-game set with the Milwaukee Brewers and 4 games in 3 days against the NL East leading Atlanta Braves. The stretch wraps up with a 4-game series against the Chicago Cubs before the Mets finally have an off day on June 4th. Aside from the Marlins, every team the Mets play over the next 17 days has a winning record. The Mets also won't have Yoenis Cespedes for at least the first 6 games of this brutal run since he landed on the disabled list with a quad injury today. Todd Frazier should, hopefully, be back from his DL trip tomorrow, which will help, but the Mets need to get better play out of their lineup and pitching staff to simply survive this stretch. With how the Mets are playing, any fan would see for a 9-9 record over these 18 games. Would be a significant improvement in how the team has played for the better part of a month, and it would come in spite of getting 2/3 of the starts in that stretch from Zach Wheeler, Steven Matz, Jason Vargas, and a potential spot starter. It's too early to say that the Mets need to win most of these games, but they can't afford to come back with a 6-12 mark either. Doing that would put the Mets below .500 on the season, and coming back in it tougher than expected NL East would be difficult from that position.